Hey Juventini, what a wild morning of news surrounding Juventus today. We have all heard about the settlement, okay? The plea deal has been agreed upon between the FIGC and Juventus. We're going to take a look at the full details on that and then get into a Berto's bombshell. That's right, I have personal bomb I want to drop out there, and it's going to be in regards to the coaching role at Juventus, and we're going to take a look at the trickle down effect that could have in the managerial positions. All right, so there's a lot to tackle. So hey, like the video, subscribe to the channel. This is the AJC. I'm Alberto. Let's rock. Okay, we're gonna kick things off with some Mercado rums, which is just in terms of Dusan Vlahovic's future, because the latest rumors all suggest that he will be leaving without Champions League football. All right, and we're gonna talk about Champions League football and even actually just European play in regards to the plea bargain deal, right? But we do not have the points to get in there, so that's gonna be gone. Bayern Munich and Manchester United apparently lead the race for interest, at least, in Dusan Vlahovic. Højlund. Juventus have apparently made first contacts with Højlund, so we'll have to keep tabs on all this. Now, the big one, the plea bargain. Okay, so deal, the settlement has been agreed upon. All right, it is done, it is dusted, it is behind us. And Yeli has not accepted the plea bargain. He is going to be going to court June 15th. All right. As far as Juventus stands, this is essentially it. They were able to work something out with the FIGC. It is essentially a plea bargain without the admission of guilt, as the company and the team still stands behind the strength of their defensive arguments and whatnot. So this is a plea bargain according to article, I believe 128, and it says plea bargain without admission of guilt. The penalties are as follows. The 10 points that have been removed from Juventus remain. We have a 720,000 euro fine, okay? And we will pay that, and now we still await the penalties from UEFA and their ruling. We're expecting that they're going to wait until the final games of the season, see if we fall into that Conference League position or a Europa League position. They're just going to wait and see and then come down with their ruling. For me, this is great. At least we can put it over. I'm still upset about it because I still stand behind, like the team stands behind their defense and the whole case. And I could see rival fans, they're already upset, saying that this is all you get, a 720,000 euro fine for manipulating a stock market, even though in the same sentence they're calling the Plusvalenza case weak and whatnot. Well, the stock market manipulation is based on books that were based off a case that you literally yourself called ridiculous and strange and whatnot, which was the Plusvalenza case. So yeah, the whole thing's kind of a mess, but for us, it's over. Juve, in my opinion, leave your board as assembled with the legal advisors, the accountants and whatnot, okay? Leave that as is. Privatize, like now, okay? No more publicly traded company or whatnot. Privatize immediately to protect yourselves. Get a management team in here for football operations, and we can move on, all right? So the worst is over, Juventini. Now we'll wait what happens with UEFA. My personal bomb for all of you, okay? This was given to me yesterday. It is not from my typical source, but it is from, nonetheless, a source from Turin. And we're going to see if it comes to fruition. But this was given to me, and it is that Allegri will be let go after the Udinese match. All right, so that's what they dropped for me, and it's going to be quite funny if it comes to fruition. I will drop who this source was, and you are not going to believe who the source is. Now, in terms of Tudor, apparently what we're hearing today is that there are still meetings planned with Marseille, and Marseille wants him to remain, and that is not done and dusted. For Juventus and Conte, we're getting mixed reports. We're getting reports saying Conte is not, in fact, close, but that comes from Momblano. Someone else has reported there's actually an interview being set up that could take place very shortly with Conte and Juventus. If we remember, it was about 5 days ago, I dropped that Berto's bomb saying that Conte, my source told me that if he had to put money on it, he would put money on a Conte return. Nobody else had touched that at that point. Conte's name wasn't even really involved up until 2 days after we got that from our main source. So this is going to be very, very interesting to see. Now, Giuntoli, the reports today saying that Conte is not close, are saying that Giuntoli prefers Italiano. So for me, if I'm looking at this whole thing, okay, I'm starting to see this thing play into a certain theory. I'm going to lay this theory out and we'll see together how it pans out. But just follow me on this one. Calvo renamed into the brass at Juventus. Calvo has a history with Andrea Agnelli. Agnelli essentially stole his wife, okay? So, I mean, yeah, if that's not history, I don't know what is. So, Calvo, okay, wants Giuntoli. That's his guy. That's his top pick. He wants Giuntoli. There are reports still suggesting that it is done between Juventus and Giuntoli will come in. Conte and Giuntoli are like this, okay? They're extremely close. Calvo, make no mistake about it, I think he would love to bring in Conte as the ultimate FU to Agnelli and spark his moment, his time with Juventus now in a big FU back to Andrea Agnelli, who, when Conte was there last, essentially in the stadium last, I'm pretty sure flipped Agnelli the bird. So it's kind of playing up to this theory. Let's see what happens. But there is a lot in the news, and it is not going to shy away. But the bomb I got, and we'll see if it comes to fruition, is that Juventus is going to be making a change after the Udinese game and letting Max go, and they are going to want to move quick at sporting director, at coach, and get the ball rolling on the next wave. And this was also why they wanted to push for getting all of this wrapped up as far as the penalties goes into this season, because they want to move ahead. In terms of the financials stand at somewhere around a loss of 120 to 125 million euros for this season. If that is in fact where it stands, where it stays, they would have achieved the goal that they had, the target that they got, that they wanted to bring that deficit back to in order to be able to move forward. Remember, Juventus had always worked in the red some bit. However, they are going to be continue to work on that and even strengthen that in the next season. All right, but that's a news break to today, everybody. I can't wait to hear all your comments, questions, opinions on everything we just dropped, because there's a lot to take. All right, and let's keep tabs on some of my sources and see what comes to fruition. All right, but it's getting very, very interesting. Let's see what happens, everybody. Forza Juve, fino alla fine. The worst is behind us, and I'll definitely keep you up to date every day here on out for the daily news as we get closer to that final match. And then maybe, just maybe, we're going to see some changes, all right? Hope you enjoyed the video. Ciao tutti. We'll talk soon.